enough that this is recording. Alright. Stream restart. I'm trying to do a corner piece for this. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm not going to clear my throat a lot. It's going to... Just winter weather, yo. So we want this corner piece. We need it to line up. I'm going to turn down just a little bit. I'd rather just be way too quiet. Like, even not even noticeable. So it's just like ambient. That doesn't bother me. If it bothers you as a viewer, let me know. So here's our piece in Blender. One option is to like make these posts like their own thing. Just gets a little tricky with like all this stuff. This doesn't line up perfectly, you know. Like the more complex like overlapping of like large geometric shapes, like, you know, this one goes over the top, this one stops, but this one comes up here and cuts this one off. It you know, looks great, it's beautiful, but the modularity becomes more and more difficult. So we already have this weird piece. Like, this is nice, like, you know, it can fit into places. We do need like an end piece for it. That might even be like the place to start. We just make an end piece, like to cap it off, like if we wanted this by itself. And then from there, we can make it into a corner piece. I just wonder if I'm being redundant. We'll see. Dude, yeah, this Kirby is like exactly what I want this morning. It's awesome. I love Kirby. I got a Kirby shirt for Christmas. It's a little big. I have an Albanian student with us. He's studying here in America. I've told the story before. My sister's in the Peace Corps in Albania, and she, family just, you know, took care of her. It wasn't like an assigned family. They just, you know, were real hospitable. And so she became close with them. And then they, you know, they had a son, and she got him, you know, helped him get his stuff that he would need to study in America. And so he's been here for a year, and they just left. Him and my mom went to visit my sister. Anyway, he got me a Kirby shirt. It was really nice of him. I didn't know that he knew that I like Kirby. It's one of the only figures I have. I have like those. It's like this pack. It was only like $12. And it came with a bunch of little Kirby's. It's really cool. Shout outs to Sir Tap Tap, who tweeted about his own, and I was like, oh shit, I need that in my life. Hey, he got me this dope Kirby shirt. So I'm just thinking. That's why I'm talking. When I'm talking too much, usually means I don't know what to do. But I wanted to show this again. I've restarted the stream, so I'll repeat this. I wanted to be able to show like my processes here, to show the problems that you can run into when doing modular design. In modular design, it's pretty self-explanatory, but just in case, it's like, you know, if you ever used RPG Maker, you know, all the tiles line up in their own way. That's one way you can do it even in 3D, is just make everything really discrete tiles and just make sure, you know, like assets line up vert to vert. But these are a little more dynamic, you know what I mean? Like some of the assets won't be the exact tiles, the same tile size. And the other thing I mentioned before is just this complex geometry that can't lend itself to just tiling perfectly. You have to make sort of intermediary tiles. Or another way to think of it is to make, you know, corner tiles and just wall tiles. The lucky thing with this, we get this to work, it's going to be the outside and inside tile because we're doing it together. You know, we have... I wish I could explain it better. But basically, you often have to make an inside and outside corner tile. But in this case, it's going to work just because of how this asset is. Anyway, let's try and do just the outside corner, or the outside cap here. I just wonder if that's just redundant. Or like useless, like will I ever use it? Well, firstly, if I'm not going to do that, if I'm just going to do the corner, save this as a new asset. Control-Shift-S, railing 1, corner. It's in the right folder. Please save. The reason I did that is because I don't want to, this is a whole new asset. I'm going to apply this mirror because I'm going to be working with it directly. And what we can do, actually delete this. God, curving music's so good. Vertices. So now we have that. We're going to take that. Shift D to duplicate it. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to select this vert right here. Shift S, cursor to select it. So now our cursor's there. A again to select all. Shift D to duplicate. Go down here. It's already set to that. To rotate around that cursor. R, hold Control to snap. So, should be. It's not tiling exactly where I want it. So that's going to be the other issue. Because you want to keep it, the original asset sort of in its original state. But this looks good. Let's look at it without the... So we can sort of clean this up, but this is going to get real messy. It might take us like an hour or so. Cleaning this stuff up can be really annoying. The problem is that if you didn't have to worry about the texture, it'd be a lot easier. You could just start destroying stuff, start making new lines and things. But there's kind of a certain way you have to do it in order to maintain like what the texture is doing. But I mean, this doesn't look so bad. Let's check it out with the texture. So that's our general look. It's a little bit different than what we have in the scene. But this is almost nicer. It's going to tile like like really flush in here. We'll add more on the back here. This might be better, because then it's just going straight across. It's a little bit different than this. This one is pulled out a bit. What I did was join the corners on this edge rather than this like center vert. You can see, in Blender we got it like this. Again, I hope the stream isn't too boring. Maybe tune in later when I'm actually making a new asset, but when this is over, it'll be fun. But hopefully this is helpful. Maybe I'll especially label this one. Oh my god. Is this the jam? Oh god! Dude, Great Cave Offensive is just so badass. Just the song and the feeling. It is just like a great way to top off the Super Nintendo. It might not even came out like in the last year of the Super Nintendo, but it's definitely late game. It was just so fun. Sorry, I'm just like thinking a lot of memories of playing Kirby with my bro Jordan, another great artist. Sorry, again, just thinking out loud. Just trying to imagine it in the scene too. So let's actually be a little more practical about it. So we're imagining this scene. We have this asset also coming this way. Now we're in the scene here. We're coming out a bit. Then we want it to turn right here. We have this like balcony. Or even just like separators within the scene, like within like a, an arena of combat or whatever. Or just for beauty's sake, maybe not mechanics' sake. So it's going to be lining up like that. And the way, again, how we're doing it in Blender is going to be... how do I explain it? It's like... I mean, you can kind of infer it because it's in the center. It's more like, rather than this outlining something in a modular sense, it is at the center of it, which kind of matches the asset itself. Anyway, part of it is just sort of check out the scene, because it's going to be thinner. This part right here, if we do it like that. We might even touch it up. Ooh, I don't want to mess with it too much. Just want it done. This one is likely to be the most easy. But you can agree, I think, that this is a little more beautiful. But it's kind of offset. You know, what's the logic in spacing here? It's based on the aesthetics that we established, because we're doing it just by this edge. And it was arbitrary. It was just there. I hope this isn't too confusing, but like this line here was just an arbitrary thickness that we set up for beauty. It had nothing to do with modularity. It's probably not even on like an, you know, like 0.1 or something. It's probably some really, you know, specific fraction of a number. And so it's going to be offset in the scene, like off everything, you know what I mean? Like off our grid. So that's probably sort of seals the deal that we need it to be this way. But again, like this isn't like super good looking. And what is happening here? Is that what's happening in Blender? Kind of. It looks so much different here. Oh no, here we go. So yeah, that's a problem. That's another issue. So the real solution, our next step, so we're going to go into edit mode. We're going to do A, grab, we want this in the center. I think. I'm thinking about this right. I need to set up mirroring is what we need to do. Because we need to destroy this so that it lines up more specifically. But we need it to line up with these too. So let's actually check that. So when it's lined up here, again, like if you don't like listen to this one or watch this episode, it's fine. It's really technical. Oh my god, this song's so funny. Dude, he's like riding on a motorcycle. Dude, Kirby's so cool. Really, I'm kind of disappointed by the newer ones. Which is weird, because like Smash Brothers kind of maintains that Kirby Superstar aesthetic, where it's like this cutesy with like this edge, you know what I mean? And as tacky as that sounds, but like the Kirbys don't. Like they push that like sort of cutesy thing more, and I don't like it. And I love cute things. I mean, I love Kirby, but ugh. So yeah, this is lining up nicely. I hope it's clear, like, as to what I'm doing here. Why does this line up so weird? So that's that. Oh, I know why now. Because this isn't a perfect square. This is sort of slightly rectangular, so this is going to pop out a bit. So now I'm like, maybe it's these front-facing ones we need to get rid of, and then pull it in. This is 3D, man. And if you weren't doing something modular, you could just sort of add it on. I mean, even if you weren't, if you needed this corner piece, you'd probably approach it in a similar way. Because in the end, it's faster. It's just a lot of like figuring it out and then just executing it. I mean, we're probably just going to pull these in. Mash all that together. Keep that there. See anybody show up? Yo, what is this black egg-shaped thing on the floor? Birds. Oh yeah, I put some monsters in just to sort of have a tetrapus. I'll show it because I'm still thinking out loud. But yeah. Some enemies. They don't fight yet, they don't have any AI. They can get beat up, but... yeah, not much going on. But yeah, see, like, this is looking good already. I'm having different thoughts now. So what I might do is pull this in a little bit on both directions, in this direction and in this direction. That way we can have this whole post here. It's going to be a little bit thinner in the middle here. Like, it won't line up perfectly with these, but we don't want that anyway. We want it to line up, you know, with this stuff. But here's some kingfishers. They're just a really cool bird. And I played with that sort of theme, you know, like having a fish hook, because they're kingfishers. And but it kind of stinks because kingfishers already have huge beaks. So I'm gonna have to have some cool beak attacks too. They have these giant beaks. They're so gorgeous. I just love them. It's really cute. Really squat birds. I don't know. They're just really cool. And then octopi, octopuses. It's actually okay to say octopuses. They might be my favorite animal. They're so scary. But yeah, just some cool enemies. Really proud of this one. This one has more mass appeal because they're just kind of beautified. They have these like gold trim on them and stuff. Anyway, let's get back to it. Stop showing off, Tyler. So let's do that. We're gonna see where that takes us. We're gonna go in here, and I'll explain what we're doing exactly. Link select, get rid of that. So what was happening is that, you know, this isn't lining up perfectly. So actually, don't delete that because it's this one that's in more, and this one is in more this way. You know what I mean? Like it's too far. Too far in quotes. So we need that to line up. That needs to be, you know, our main sort of decider. Why is the lighting so much different? That's what's freaking me out. Okay, it's clear now, obviously. Because this is a side-facing one, because we're, you know, okay. Alright. Also, thanks for the emote compliments. So, undo that. We actually want this in the scene here. So, I think what we want to do is like, we want these here, and then we need to make a new post that is just these outwardly facing ones. And another problem, like, I wish there was a command, because what we need to do is merge these together. Like, we do W, merge at center. It goes here. But what we really want is for it to go here, so it creates a right angle. And there's a logic to it. I just wish it was like in Blender. And technically we wouldn't have to do it perfectly, but I like it perfect. So I think what we do is just start destroying. And what we don't want is this stuff. Sorry, I'm just sort of thinking. So the problem is if I mirror this over here, it's like I won't have this face, which looks nicer on the back. I might saying might a lot. I might just pull these in, you know. If I slide all this in to match up, then I can just remove doubles. It might go faster than I think. Thanks for joining me again, by the way. I hope these are fun or enlightening to you. I have this like center line that's like not even a thing. Ugh. And there's this command you can use. It's called intersect. It'll make a bunch of verts like where the faces are intersecting. And sometimes it works great. Other times it creates a tornado of just messy verts because it connects them too. I wish it just did it a little bit differently. Ugh. Oh my god, Dynablade. This is the theme to Dynablade. It's just this really short, like, jingle almost. It's just so good. Sorry, more Kirby. But I mean, this corner thing by itself is looking good. And actually what we'll need to do, I'm going to do all of this. supplied. I need it to be like this. I mean, I don't necessarily need it like that. I think I need to take, I think just need to go a little bit more slowly. So let's, alright. I don't need to be so ginger, because this is a whole new object. Alright, we will destroy all this. I'm going to try and just grab this inside edge. Ugh, it's so messy. I can't see it very well. Okay, good. Shifty. Rotate along that. I need the whole thing. I'm trying to like make this cleaner, but maybe I just dive in. Can I? One of the problems, like a legit problem now. I need to consolidate these two. These are going to be like darkened from the front face. I mean, not too dark, but I love this song too. It's so good. Really thought this would go a little bit more smoothly. It is not. If I had made this perfectly square, that's an option. I could just go to the original and make that more square. Because it probably wouldn't ruin our aesthetic too much, but maybe I should just do the intersect thing. All I really need is one of these. I just need it to be good. Like I need to find the logic that makes it all work. I'm just like not finding it. Just messing for a sec here. I'm not sure if this is mirroring or not. That might be what I need to do. Maybe I shouldn't be streaming this. Oh well. You can watch if you want. If y'all bail, it's cool too. There's a jam right here too. Dude, one of the most underrated, I don't even know why. Like, it just doesn't show up in too many of the soundtracks, is, oh my god, I just forgot the name of it. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy. Dude, I used to know, I was so into Kirby for forever. Anyway, it's one of the mountain-like themes, and one of the best versions of it is in the Kirby Golf. Kirby Bowl, I think it's called in Japanese. I forget what it's called in American. Anyway, it's just a great song. It doesn't show up that much, like in future games, and it's so good. Really, I apologize. I'm just trying to think how to... I mean, I can... Let's... I mean, the logic is clear, right? Y'all can see that I just need to smash all this in, make a seam, like a vertex, a line of vertices up here to connect it all. And then just, you know, mirror this coming the other way and smash it together. But it's just not presenting itself as to how to actually do it. Try something a little more dangerous here. Wait, why did that delete so much? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, this is quite the mess. It may not be clear, but like, there's just all these little considerations. And it's just not. Do that. I'm thinking maybe I really should do this. So we're gonna delete this. Do that thing I said where I make a mirror of this first. Because I think that's necessary, so at least we know what to do there. So, at least we can try and get started on that. Ugh. I mean, can I like... So what we need to do then is like delete this. Let's go delete that. We smash all this together, but this is going to be like one of the problems. Like, let's just pray that this doesn't give us weird texture stuff. We might have to rearrange first. Merge it center. Is it really how to hit it? Yeah, it's not right. I need to do this first. Right center. Do it here as well. It's going smoothly so far. Another awesome jam coming up. That's not what we want. Have to go in and clean that up more accurately. And we can't add faces. I mean, we can, but the best way is to like merge, because if you start making faces, it's a whole new thing, and it's untextured. Then you have to like go in and like line it up in the texture map, and it's just ugh. So finding ways to just mirror it, merge it all together is more ideal. So like we'll have this little thing here, and we can maybe even, oops, merge it last. So now, you know, we got rid of that. And it's actually working in our favor, because really this right here is like, you know, up in here. But now it's working for us in a different way. And the problem down here is that this is going to be facing on the outside. What we want is this face all the way around. So now it just gets even more messy. I think we're actually getting somewhere that's interesting though, so hopefully you pay attention. Squeak Squad. Squeak Squad was pretty cool. I normally hate, maybe it had like a similar name in Japanese. Normally I don't, those kind of names like bother me, but I thought it worked good. It worked well on this one. Squeak Squad's a good name. Whoops, I meant to delete these. So I'm just getting rid of that, and then we're going to duplicate this face and bring it over, and then we're going to stretch it out to make it match. I should do it by face, I think. Dude, like seriously, the curvy music's so good. Get out of here. Ooh, shoot. I wish I had that underside part. This part's fine, we'll just reuse it. So, Shifty. Rotate it. Let's see, it might even line up. Not quite. It's lined up here. You know what? That might be exactly what we want. Is it lined up in here? Not quite. It's almost there. Oh my god, here's the real jam coming up right here. I love this song. I forgot a face. Hope you like hardcore. So, duplicate that again. Bring it on over. And we're going to be lining it up with this. And again, Shift D, scale X, -1. Where'd you go, dog? That's weird. Okay, problems. Shift D, right click, scale X, -1, enter, grab. Oh my god, scale Y is what I need. I'm such a goose. Shift D, scale Y, -1. Gosh darn. Okay, you can see it's starting to come together a little bit more. Because we have this on the outside, because this part just looks nicer, right? Like we want this to be facing on the outside. We're going to be pulling all these out to create right angles. We're not going to merge them at center. You can. It'll give you a rounded look. I've never seen it look like appealing to me. Anyway. So we'll have this, and we'll have this end piece, which is at least, a step closer to just giving us more assets to use. And then from there, really, like, we could almost just, like, use this. Well, we still need to make it one asset, because these are set up this way, where they, have half a post on both ends. You could set up different, like we could have made it so this post is by itself, but it just wouldn't have looked as good because of how you'd have to texture it and just lining stuff up. I mean, maybe there would have been a way, but it wasn't clear to me. And partly because this isn't, like these shadow shapes, these aren't perfectly square. It's that same problem we were running into just now. If you made it perfectly square, it can work, but little subtleties like that, can bring out stronger, more sophisticated, I hate to use that word, but it's just more sophisticated, like beauty, basically. Anyway. Just chilling out still. Anyone else showing up? Hey, we got some people in here. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, let me know. Mentioned it before, this beginning part right here is going to be a little bit boring. We're going to get to some new assets, but I had wanted to this might be helpful to some to show just like some complexities you can run into when you need to create like a corner piece. Really, every asset I've made that needed a corner piece. Not all of them. Like if you, this actually shows up a lot in regular architecture, and I thought it was going to look gross, but it looks so good. You'll see it with arches a lot. We're like, I gotta get this out of here. Sorry, there's a glitch in Unity. Gotta wait a second. I do want to show this. But basically, you have these arches. This part's the same, this base part. These, arch underneath and these arch to the side. But I'm going to delete these big old things so we can see our scene better. But you'll see this a lot in architecture. And I thought it would be tacky, but it looks great. They're not perfectly the same width, but they're a similar width. There's a little bit of Z-fighting on this right here. I might go in and fix it if it becomes a problem. But otherwise, you just line these up like this. And they create a square like from above, right here. And then they poke out here. And it just looks really good. Like on previous assets, I had created corner pieces. Even on that same asset I did. Let's see, for a similar one. Like here, I have these like corner pieces. Oh lord, this fudging. Anyway, trust me, there's like this little corner piece here. I have inside ones too on some. But the overall lesson here is like, you don't want to do this every time. Even though it does look sharp. Anyway. Let's get back to it. Someone just texted me. Hey, that dude I just mentioned, Jordan. Another great artist. Just asked me what I got for Christmas. Asked if I got any video games. I might buy myself Xenoblade Chronicles. Oop, sorry, sneeze coming on maybe. No comments? It's alright. A lot of people just put me in the background. They just like the sound of my voice. I know that sounds... they like the sound of a voice. And it's relaxing, just stuff that you enjoy. Like art, it's just ruminating. Here's going to be something I don't know what to do with yet. I don't know if I need to pull this in here or pull this all out to match this one. Because this is rotated perfectly based on the center vert, which is kind of our keystone for this whole corner piece. So in one sense, this might be perfect. But I'm not going to know until I rotate all this around. But I want to line this. Well, I was going to say I want to line all this up first, but maybe I don't. Kirby music, dudes. I just love it so much. So let's grab all this. Don't need these. Okay, that's a bad selection. And edge selection can help a lot in these instances, but it is not being my friend. Like, I want to grab you. Sometimes you just grab part of it and it'll give it to you. It should. Maybe face select would work better here. Because then you'll have to like highlight these dots which represent the face. Those. Probably want these. Don't want any of those. We do want that. These on the other side. So it should be good. So let's shift D. Oh my god, this song. Get out of town. It's so good. Anyway, rotating it around. Again, we have our cursor on this keystone, in a sense. We brought that around. We're going to compare it to this. See what we need to do exactly. This is the intro to Superstar. Got some back-facing birds here because I did the or normals. So I did scale. in a negative and it'll flip your normals. We can fix it, just that's why it's dark. So now this is out here. So now it's like, we probably want to delete this face and duplicate all this. So I'm just going to delete this. No, we're going to go back so we can have that selection again. How much of it do we need? We want these. You follow what I mean here? Like, we're going to duplicate this face now. Oh, God. This is such a good version of that song. It's so dope. Might not need those, but we'll bring them just in case. Grab it all on this side, too. There might be a couple more. Let's see. Let's see how to comment. You don't use any normal mapping, or you rely on adding more geometry? Is that a question? I'm sorry. I really don't. I don't do normal maps, no. I thought about it. They're not too, like, rough. But I have several philosophies with this game, so I don't run into problems. And that is kind of one of them. And I want to maintain that painterly feel. Like, definitely I can get, like, some nice stuff, but the environments aren't going to be too huge. Generally, my characters are pretty low poly. So definitely just go for more geometry. And normal maps can look normal mappy, which isn't the exact look I want. So yeah, for now, I add more geometry, but really I don't have too much. The scene runs fine. The point lights are effing me up, though. When none of the lights are on, it is just great. Like, 60 frames per second, everything's animating, you know, tons of bones per character. You know, like 20 characters on the screen, no problems. But the point lights, that's where I need to figure something out, because I love the point lights. It's kind of one of the main aesthetics where, you know, we got like this look going here, especially in the scene. Like if we have, we'll run it real quick, just show it off. You know, we got a little bit of bloom, it blows it out a little bit more, adds a little bit of unity, and just creates that look. Different colored lights, and then I'll have shadow shapes too. Anyway, that's a long answer to a short question, sorry. So, grab all these faces. Ooh, this is a jam right here. Oh, so good. Kirby, you guys, so good. So, Shift-D, right-click to keep it where it is. Rotate, hold Control. We're going to snap to that angle. I'm going to grab Y and hold Control and slide this down just to get out of the way. But I'm holding Control so I know it'll stay in place. If somehow it didn't, there's a trick we can do where we can take this and line it up with this, and it'll just snap to place. The reason we're going to do that is because we're going to eliminate these. Faces. Yes. Not sure exactly what you mean by yes, but hopefully it meant by like asking your question or... Sorry, I don't check the chat too often. These aren't connected? What game are you playing here? Link select is weird sometimes. Oh yeah, because sometimes it'll do it based on like your UVs. Yeah, link select is weird sometimes. Anyway, we'll just do this. I think there's probably a different type of link select you can do, but... Slide them back up. Ooh, I love this song. Actually, I think it's that earlier. It's like a newer version of DDD's theme, and then it goes into DDD's theme. Oh, shit. God, that's so good. You can see we're one wrong. It should line up with this. So one more up there. So this is what we're working with. Might be able to just delete these faces. See what it does. And smash all that together. Let's look at our texture to see where that's leaving us. So this is looking alright. A bit of like inconsistency here in the shading is all. Like the texture shading. We should be fine. And we're going to be smashing all this together. We're going to be lining all this up. See now that that fits perfectly in there. I didn't even like line that up. Like these are different, you know what I mean? But it was just lined up. Okay, we're finally on the right path. So now what we need to do, here's some weird stuff. Again, you can grab these and just do W, merge at center. And then from there, you know, you can go into this view, grab, kind of fudge a right angle. But it's not perfect. If it's close enough, I say do it. But I kind of want it perfect. At least down here. I might show both ways. Anyway, I'm going to fix this. Link select, Control N to normalize the faces. Dude, that DDD theme's so dope. I would love a huge, like, Kirby adventure game. Like, give it $5 million. Maybe like $18 million. Like, just a dope world to explore with this great music. So I have this, like, stupid, like, mashup of, like, Dark Souls and Kirby. Where you, like, steal their soul and, like, and it's, like, super hard. And that's how you get their powers. Oh, I would love it. So, I'm just trying to find the plan of attack here. I need to... No, this isn't connected quite right yet. Just wondering who needs to join up with who. I think this needs to be the boss. Because I like this angle a lot. Especially because it's like on the underside. It doesn't matter too much. So we're going to grab this, get started. W, merge center. That. No, shoot. W, merge at last. It's, you know, the last vertice that you pick. And we want to, you know, again, this is the boss. We're going to line up with it, this bottom part. It's kind of hard to see. It's hard for me to see too. Merge at last. So that's all lined up. This could almost go like... Is that gonna work right? That might be the ticket, strangely enough. Same jam, W, merge at last. This part's gonna be a little bit more tricky. So we kind of need to, you know, slide it all in along its sort of parallel axis, like right here. This needs to slide in here, but stop as it intersects here. But again, merging at center doesn't do that. Merging at center will, you know, offset it in both directions. It doesn't work. But what we might do is merge at center and then just sort of offset it ourselves to fix it. Because sometimes that's just perfect. We'll start with that merge center. Take the sister verts of that. You can see, you know, it looks almost fine enough. But not perfect. And so what's next? Click on that. It's these ones. So you do that, and then you grab the right one. Is there two there? But there's like two on this one? Why? I don't know why that happened. I need the one that's connected to this. Oh, it's so dope. You guys, Kirby's so good. This is the Praise Kirby Power Hour. So, we grabbed those. And I was talking about how I wanted it perfect. Well, not today, Junior. But close enough. So these both need to be straight. Oh man, I'm gonna have to zoom in more. So it looks pretty good. And it's gonna be offset a little bit here. We have some fudging going on with this, and it's not really that important. It won't even be noticeable in the scene. And what I mean is, like, you know, from this top view, you know, you can see this isn't lined up perfectly with that. I mean, I guess we could fix it. You just slide all that up, but it's like, you know, looks fine. So, same thing with this. Grab it, and we want these edges to be right angles. It doesn't have to be perfect. And what I should be doing is scaling, because it's gonna actually, you gotta do scale, shift, Z, because we don't want it to go up and down, but we do want to do it based on the X and Y that's showing here with the green and red lines that just showed up. It's going towards that keystone thing. So basically, our keystone spot vert here. Keystone is a term I use. It's not like a common thing you'll hear. It's just for this instance. It makes sense. Da-na-na-na-na. We donezo already? No, we got a few more. So what's up? Dark Souls and Kirby, it seems like it would have clashing design philosophies. Yeah, maybe. Kirby's pretty casual. But I love challenge. I'm really bad at video games too, except for fighting games. You know, and I say that, but really, I mean, I feel like I am. Like, even like my sister would often beat. She didn't play games too much, but she would like beat them faster than I would, get through harder levels faster than I would. All my friends online, you know, get way farther in Dark Souls. You know, day one, day two, and I'm like, you know, 40 hours on this one boss or whatever. But who knows? Maybe that would be fun. So when we merge those, that got slightly offset. Oh no, I didn't even merge them yet. I did, I thought. What are you doing to me? I'm so confused. Did I merge? Oh, I merged them earlier. Okay. It's only slightly off, but we are going to try and fix it. It's going to be hard to see it. Scaling it out slightly. Slightly. Gosh, now I'm like, is that the wrong way to scale it? Oh no, I got confused. Yep. W, where's the center? W, scale it out. Is that wrong? Let's not line it up. What did I do? Oh, I did it again! I'm making grave mistakes. You need to do Shift Z. So I'm scaling it up and down, and it's, our cursor's way up here. It's scaling towards the cursor. Gosh. Really dumb mistakes. Alright, W, merge, center. Scale, Shift Z. And I'm just gonna bring this. Should last. Got some weird stuff in here. Yeah, I'll just remove doubles. And we don't really need to fix that in there. It's not perfectly lined up if you can't tell. It's like doing weird stuff because I pulled this in. Now here's a weird problem. So I need to pull this in. I mean, I guess I just merge them all. Merge at center. Scale, Shift Z. Make those outward ones perpendicular. There we go. And then just take this and merge it last. It's not going to be exact, so let's look at it with our texture on. Yeah, looks good enough. Could probably do something with these. Scale, Shift Z. But I mean, they're lined up. It just feels like they should be like this or something. But then I don't know, it's wrong. Just seems like I needed that. So what's next? We'll look through those curvies real fast. There's a Mario one that's like that too. That's real cool. I thought it would show up. Usually shows up in the... Oh, there it is right at the top. This stray thing, I can just delete it. Get out of here, you nerd. So now, I'm gonna line this up. I'm gonna do this one a little more precise. So this inside stuff, it's not as noticeable. But this one, I want it to be really straight. So what we do, I wonder, no, that wouldn't work. So it's a pain, but so we have these, right? And they need to join perpendicularly. So we right click this, Shift S, cursor to selected, grab these, scale, Y, 0. So now, you know, it's lined up that way. Now we Shift S, cursor to selected, grab the other ones, scale, X, 0. And they're all lined up, you know, along axes rather than just going straight to each other, which is what merge at center does. It's a pain, but it looks good. So we grab those, scale Y 0, boom, Shift S, cursor to selected, scale X 0. And then we'll actually merge these because they're not merged quite yet, you can see. Shift S, cursor to selected, scale Y 0, Shift S, cursor to selected. Oh my god, Mario's so good. Scale X 0, kind of doing these out of order. Just line them all up. This one you could probably just merge at center, but this one I already merged. I'm gonna grab all these. Type in remove, press space and type in remove doubles. So all those got joined, looking sharp. And you can see sort of have a design inconsistency here where this comes out, this one's going straight. So we're going to grab these, press G, Y, so we're going along the x-axis, hold control, just go, hold control and shift. Hold on, grab Y, control, shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, like 4, a little bit more. We're gonna do the same thing here. And that way it's just like remains consistent. Control 1, go to back view. grab X, Control Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, hey. Texture mode, looking pretty cool. So you can see, you know, we get some problems by reusing these right next to each other because they're not. There'd probably be a shadow shape here. It's inconsistent with this right up here, but actually we might end up changing that. We might duplicate this over again like we did on the bottom. Once we add this top part. Can't believe I forgot to do that. This isn't joined yet, but yeah, we're gonna have to just do the same thing with the top. Huh. This is a strange oversight. I can't believe I did that. Oh well. It's not a big deal. We would have had to do it anyway, just kind of forgot, I guess. Maybe not an oversight, maybe is the wrong word. So we're gonna save that. It's called railing. One corner, drop it in the scene, just see what we have so far. See if there's any weirdness. It's real bright right here. It might undo that. Mess with the UVs a bit. That's really bright. Looks kind of weird, like almost like a mistake. So. Grab both these faces. So now we're in the UV space. Grab them. Pull it away from that a little bit. Look in here. Oh, it's just really thin. That looks a little bit better. From far away it still looks really sharp and bright. Well, I don't like it, so grab X. Pull it in even more. Kind of gets rid of our edge totally, but I think it looks better. It's really dark. Ugh, can't decide. It's an okay compromise. It's weird how the texture like blending works. When you zoom out, it's like it makes a more general sort of estimation, and so more of that white shows up, but when you get close it's more precise, so it doesn't grab any of the white. It's weird. Should grab that whole thing right there. I feel a little dumb. Ugh. Could have done this more smarter. But I wanted this like shadow shape here. We'll see. Because I could like fudge it just right here and go up. But then we'd have that and it wouldn't look good. Just want to get rid of that. Almost doesn't look good. I mean, it kind of looks good. I should do the opposite and pull it out. So, I wish this was stronger looking, so I'm going to go grab Y, pull it out one. Grab X, pull it out one snap, holding control. Some kind of fat there, but that looks better. So I really do need to decide, like, maybe just repeat all that stuff I did. This thing has so many faces, it's kind of bad. Gosh, another stray vert, it's weird. I'm gonna remove doubles on everything there. Just removed a whole bunch. Like a whole bunch. Kind of freaks me out. It's fine. It looks good. I didn't like crush any faces together. Strange. That removed a lot of verts. It kind of freaks me out. But hopefully it's good. Texture on. Looks good. This part's a little weird, but it's fine. This looks pretty dope. I like this by itself too. I might like have a version that doesn't have the posts coming up. Looks really nice. Put some lamp posts in there, you know, planters. Look really pretty. Well, we're going back on what I said, so I don't love Mario Galaxy, but this is a jam right here. Just trying to figure out the plan of attack. I gotta do the same thing that we did down below with this. The problem is gonna be this thing. You're gonna be the problem, this very top part. It shouldn't be too bad, but I definitely want this coming out the same way on the back. Ooh, my RPG, baby. Can I get away with just... I feel like I could. I feel like I did this so poorly. I feel like I should just delete all this. Mirror it on over. Ooh, this song's so good. So I'm doing this kind of slow because I don't know exactly how I'm going to approach it, but I do think I need to delete these. And then mirror that other side just over here. Which is this one from? I want to say this is from Mario RPG 2, but I feel like I'm wrong. Is it? No, this is Yoshi's Island, right? Sorry, again, there's a reason why I'm going slow. I'm just trying to make sure I get this lined up the way I want. So we delete all this, I copy this, I should be able to line it straight up in here. That's what I should have done. Should have gone straight up here. See, here's where the weirdness is going to happen. Should be okay. Just join there. Do it on the other side. Everything with the center one. So, hopefully, so this is going to be a problem. We should actually not delete these because we want these top faces to remain. Hit period on the number pad to recenter based on your selection. I was like, when I was rotating, it was like flying to the side because there's some RPG. Next vertices, see where it takes us. Not great. So it's like, do we delete these? There's a straight vert in there too, it was weird. Next vertices. So I think that's fine. Should be good. So now, see, can I link select this? See, now link select's like grabbing everything. Link select is weird, I don't get it sometimes. Maybe it's because it was in face mode. Yeah, maybe that's why. Actually be helpful. So what we want to do, copy this, mirror it, and rotate it. Because if we just rotated it, it's going to be not exactly what we want. Like so, we'll do. Oh shoot. Go here. Shift S, cursor selected, we need our cursor there. Back it up. Luckily the cursor remains there even when we undo. Top view, Shift D, rotate it. Oh no, that's not what we want. Scale X, -1. Bam, that's what we want. It's all lined up. Control N to normalize it. Have everything Control N. No, it's not going to do it until I join these. Alright. So this is going to be flipped inside out until I join it all. And then start smashing all this together again like we did before. This actually looks good. It's just a little flat in these corners because, again, it's the same everything. There's no shading. It's the exact same texture. Just mirrored and at an angle. But it's fine. Just kind of lacks interest. But take a glance at it in the scene to see where we're headed. So yeah, those are inside out. That's why it's all weird. Control D. Excuse me. And then this is going to be not quite like this. It's going to be, we're going to bring that back down. You know, have this other thing. Do those inside out faces are so weird. They just freak you out. So it'll all line up. Should be good. Nothing? Nobody want to say nothing? So, let's clean up. Merge center. I'm merging all these. And these I could too. I can either merge it here or I could merge it. Well, that would look weird. I mean, it might not look bad if I pulled these all the way out. Let's go to a close. Yeah. What's next? Pokemon one I don't like very much. This one's good. It's more Mario, but it's really nice. There's some tracks we haven't heard yet in here. Been on the side of them. Is it these? It's not. Shoot. I'm gonna edge select them and then go back to vert select so I know which ones they are. Oh, they're right here. Okay. So deselect. Excuse me. Gosh, I can't lasso today. I can't lasso today. The Tyler Doak story. Let's see if we can... Yeah, alright, cool. So we normalize those by hitting Control N, select it all and Control N. So now it has a better understanding of like what was supposed to be an outward facing face because we joined those. We could pull these out because they're not lined up perfectly yet because we merged them at center. But really, if it looks fine enough, who gives a hoot? But I'm gonna fix some of them. Is that the right one? Showing weird stuff. Oh, because this isn't lined up yet. Actually, we'll do that first. So get these top facing ones to line up. Merge at last this time. Might be a bit confusing. Hopefully not. Oof, got a lot of extra faces up in here. Hopefully this cleans it all up. Nope. Where's it last? And the whole time the post, the vertical mass, has been like the guide. So these top planes were pushing into the post. Here, though, we gotta merge like we were before. I think. Kind of want to just merge them all this way. It would look bad. We gotta merge at center. Or do the dumb thing with the cursor. When I don't want to work on something, look at it in Unity first. So yeah, so this isn't ideal, like the shading's a little bit bland there, but the geometry is really solid. Out here, this one looks better. And, we'll have lights in the scene, so hopefully that creates more variety. So, this one's here, even though they're both dark, this one gets illuminated a little bit more, and it creates, looks pretty good. And it's only going to be in the corners, so it's going to be fine. And actually, I'll keep that there. What I want to do, see the stream's still going, is kind of made a grave mistake. It's easy to fix, so I kind of wish I was smarter about it. I guess I'll show how to do that. I'm gonna save this. Go back into Unity. Click on this. Click on the mesh. Actually, double click on the mesh here. Bring it back up in Blender. It's one of the best things about Unity. Object mode. Make sure this is selected. Control C. Copied selection objects to buffer. Selected objects. Go over to our other one. Go into edit mode. Control V. Let's paste it over here. Tab. Whoops. Tab with just that selected. Actually, go back in here. Apply that modifier first. Now tab in here. And so we can select all here and it won't grab it. This is we're a separate object right now, which is great because we want to actually select everything on the right here. I think you can see where this is going. X, delete vertices. So we have this here. A, Shift D. I'm gonna rotate it along here, and it's gonna go whoop, worlds collide. So we have this all lined up exactly how we want it. This looks dope. Sorry, this is just turning out really nice. I really like this area. So today, hopefully, when we finish this up, we're gonna do maybe another wall, sort of enclosed wall. And the floor and the ceiling. and just good. I only have one floor. I've done all this stuff. I only have one floor so far. But I'm trying to contain myself. I have like 2, maybe 3 areas in mind. I don't want to spread myself too thin right away. It's you get caught in these like asset creation traps because it's fun, and you know I was an artist before I was a game designer, so it's what I'm a little bit better at. But so this is still a separate object though. That's not ideal. It's not bad. You can get away with it, but I'm gonna select them all like that. Control J. Click on it. Hit Tab. It's one object. A. Remove doubles. So now all these verts that were like close together just got merged into one vert. We're gonna go A. Grab. Put that in the center. Shift S to put our cursor back on that vert. This might not be ideal either. We might actually want something like this. Heck, let's do it. Oh man, Yoshi's Island is so good. Close this so I don't make any changes to it. Save this one. Jump in the scene. Radical. Oh, that looks dope. Now, go about our business. Hold V to vert, snap. Boom. Line back up. And there are grid things. Grids really, really have been requested for Unity forever. And still no sign of it. So here's like a bit of a problem. If we wanted this to start going straight here, because like right now we have to do this. You know, to line it up. All these don't snap perfectly. Better double check. Part of that's Unity, but I should double check that everything is perfectly square. So, you know, we might want it so we can start going straight right here. We would create a new object. Like we go in here, delete this stuff, you know, and then just put this corner piece on the corners or whatever corner we wanted. And because it's mirrored both ways, we would only have to do it on one corner, I think. But that would be a case-by-case thing. This is a character action game, so, you know, I want sort of bigger spaces. But, you know, I may want it, so there's like a corner here just for beauty's sake. But hopefully that's all. That'll work out. Anyway, the solution isn't a huge problem. Like, if I'm designing a level and it's like I really need it a certain way, it's a, you know, 5-minute thing just to get it going. Anyway, back to it. Let's bring this out. And if we wanted one that was, you know, like a perfect square, lots of things to do, if, you know, possibilities. What up? Hello, Melvy. Sorry, I don't check the chat very often. I've heard other people have it on another monitor. I haven't thought about that. I have a new PC that has a weird out. It has like, I forget what it's called. They're not very popular. It's supposed to be similar but slightly better to HDMI. It like, it's, I forget what it's called. Anyway, I have a lot of pros and cons of this computer. It's an all-in-one, which is really neat. It takes up like no desk space, but it has weird little things like that. Anyway, we're talking about game design right now, so. Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, please ask. These are, you know, I'm gonna be making this anyway, to show, you know, my process and everything. See a slight mistake here. But they're meant to be informative. Sorry if I repeated myself. I lost my train of thought. But what we're doing here is lining these back up. So on this one, I'm going to do the long way, because it's like a real strong corner. So, cursor there, grab these, scale X, 0, boom, Shift S, cursor to selected, scale Y, 0, lined up, perpendicular, rather than just mashing together. Same thing, scale X, 0, Shift S, scale Y, 0. I should have done this one first so I can see better. Just got a little lost there for a sec. Yeah, will we not even need that? Because if I bring that all the way over... Yeah, the way I'm doing it, I'm kind of... So I guess there's two options there. Back it up a little bit. If I want this to come all the way out, or if we want this little crease to remain in there. I think it matches better if we keep the crease in there. So we gotta plan this a little bit differently. We might have to make a new face in here, but it's fine. Anyway, we're gonna go do that last then, so. Doesn't seem perpendicular when I do it that way. Might have to pull some of this stuff out. It almost seems like I could just do merge at center, because it's not coming together perpendicularly for some reason. I might be doing this in the wrong order. Cursor selected, grab this, scale Y, 0, Shift S, cursor selected, scale X, 0. I just did it wrong, I don't know what I did. It frustrated me a little bit, I'm feeling like tense. And stuff goes wrong like continuously when I'm like doing art, like just trying to get a line perfect or stuff like that. I hold my breath. Like I don't mean to, but I do it, and then I like get really tense. I just did that the wrong way before, which is good. I thought there was like some sort of mistake in the whole modeling thing. It could have been a big pain. Right here, we're gonna run into that same problem. Like if we want, or that, yeah, you can call it a problem. Not like problem, like a design problem, not like a workflow problem. Scale Y0, Shift S, cursor selected, scale X0, bring them together. It's looking good. And that problem is like if we want to do this, scale it out. One of these. Slightly different look, but it's kind of neat, like to have this outcropping. It wouldn't have this dimple. We would fix that, but should be quite far out there. Look at that. No, that's wrong. I was looking at the wrong face. Never mind. It'd be like this. Anyway, and I was scaling it up and down by accident too, but. Scale Y0, dunk, Shift S, scale X0. Smash Bros. I really hope the next Smash is better. I'm sure they'll keep making them, it's just, Smash Brothers clone. Some of my fighting game friends will hate me for saying that. But... And it's not like they totally disrespect Smash Brothers, it's just they don't like it. I think Smash is great, but hasn't been as great since Melee. I know that you hear that a lot. I'm not saying that, like, I'm not one to just, I am thoughtful. I'm not regurgitating opinions here. Scale X0. Scale Y0. Right, we're all lined up. A, remove doubles, so all those verts up there got removed. So now, up here. So the problemo is like, this in here. It should probably just be a new face. But it's like, we could make it so it's like, it's hard to explain, but follows this like more perfectly. Like it has, rather than being a point, it's like this sort of double point, like these ones are. This one was done wrong. You have to grab it into place. So we just started this whole side wrong. I connected those already. Big mistake. I think I could rip them, but... So the problem here is if I create these new faces, I'm going to have to texture them in, and it'll just be kind of a pain. So you go to texture mode. Where are those dumb faces? They're here. Everything's pinned, right? Ugh, such a pain. See, this is... Blah, 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 blah. That's why it's a pain. There's a way... I know the way. So what you do... You do Control 7, so it's underneath... Well, shoot. It's not gonna work. Grab that. Grab that. Extrude. Alt-S to scale it down. We're just creating geometry that's already textured. When you extrude it out, it holds onto the texture already. And then we're just going to take these verts and smash them into place. I don't know why I didn't remember that sooner. I do it a lot. It is the typical plan of attack. I don't know what I did there. It was an accident. Up into there. Do it from this angle too. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's things we could have done to make it perfect, but we don't care right now. Same thing up top. So what we're doing, we grab these edges, top view, E to extrude, pull it out, doesn't matter too much. We just want these verts. Go back to vert mode, grab that, and luckily on this one, we can just W, merge at last. So we should double check, we should put texture mode on, make sure it doesn't look weird. W, merge at last. We're gonna do this one last. Give us that crease. I kind of thought it wouldn't do that. So instead, we're going to do this one first. Hopefully, give us a better look. It did not. It's not I mean, it's kind of bad. What up? How much? Oh, you said that already. Let's see, how many people... Again, like this dashboard doesn't... Sometimes it works. Check the viewer list real quick. Loading. Dynamic donut. Holy cow, dynamic donut. I love donuts so much. So like growing up, you know, I liked them like any kid. I mean, I liked them maybe a little bit more than the average kid. But as I got older, part of it's my mom became like this really good cook, and so I got like a more discerning taste. And you know, we don't really buy store-bought stuff anymore, like Oreos. Like, they're good, but it's like, you know, let's just bake our own stuff. It's way better. Oh, I didn't even save that. I was like, why didn't it show up? But like a year ago, I just was really hungry. I saw this donut at our, and this was like kind of fortuitous because it's just an Albertsons in town, and their donuts are just crazy better than anything else in town. Like, even like the donut shops. And donut shop, is that the right word? But anyway, now I'm like really into them again. I buy them every week. They're just so good. Like other supermarkets in town, like bigger, nicer supermarkets, they're gross. Like, I wouldn't feed this to a rat. But anyway, are we done? Like, all of a sudden, are we just done? Oh man, I wasn't even like, I didn't feel like the end, but we're all done here. That's a nice feeling, huh? Just do one last check. We could clean up some of this. I'm not sure what exactly would be that important. Well, like, let's stack these because it's gonna look cool coming up. This is getting so crowded. Need a new test bed. What I need to do is figure out the level streaming stuff. So level stream is supposed to be implemented in Unity 5. Maybe this is a mean way to start this conversation, but they didn't quite have it yet. But with Unity 5.3, they finally sort of have an official release for it. And you could do it through code and stuff, but now it's like more of a integrated implementation. What level streaming is like you can have, you know, a huge seamless world, but you just have blocks of like levels and it'll load it dynamically in theory. You know, what was it? GTA 4 had really good level streamings. One of the first major games that Dark Souls kind of had it. Oh yeah, look at that corner. It looks so cool. Just stack that up. Look really cool. So this whole area is like these like, well, not the whole area, but like one of the main parts of this area is like these balconies. So you're going up these steps and then you hit these landings that have these, you know, open walls. I don't know what you call it. There's a word for it. I can't think of what it is. Anyway, so that's sort of the aesthetic of this area. Well, it's looking sharp. Kind of happy. Just doing one last pass, just giving everything a glance. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's that song. It's a lot of people's favorite song. So in here, so you could fix up these textures a bit. It might just be a filtering problem though, not like a texturing problem. That's looking pretty not great. Are these joined? Did I not? Oh, they are. Do one last select all, remove doubles, Control N, everything's normalized, all the doubles are removed. And again, like if we really needed to, we could, since this is just like a real nice mirror of itself, we can cut all this off, make a third asset that's just like this inner part, and create, oh, that wouldn't line up perfectly. We'd have to do a little bit of finagling, but, oh no, we wouldn't, no, because these are front and back, these are mirrored as well. That's just sort of a luck thing. But anyway, all right. So I've been rambling a little bit with that little. Is that the end of the track? Yeah. So at the end of that, we're gonna stop the stream for a bit. I'm gonna get some grub. And we're gonna come back, and we're gonna see a little more concepting of what I have some sketches, but we're gonna concept out some of the flooring, another wall. We're gonna have some like planters on it. We're just going to decide what we're going to do. And the ceiling. Maybe we can go for the steps. Because that's easy. That's another easy thing we could do. We can use this same like railing here. Just drop in some steps. The possibilities are endless. Not really, but pretty wide. But we'll be back soon. Probably won't be that long, but I don't know. I don't like to put timers. I'm wrong a lot. But I will need to check this. Yeah, we'll answer these questions first. Looking very good, thank you. Do you have roughness maps on these and normals? No, no mapping, just textures. Texture map, I suppose. Down the line, I may, but I'll probably just do stuff without maps. Like reflections a little bit. Just light reflections, not like actual reflections. Just to give it a little more variety in the scene. You know, that way there's lighting based on the view as well. Just to give a little bit of shimmer and variety, basically. Photo looks like it has no normals. Yeah, no normals. Oops, had you muted? Whoops. Do you have a link of other work? I have a website, but I don't update it. I want to trim it down so it's like just games. I made Aces Wild. It's on Steam. It's on sale for $2 right now. It's a character action game, but it's like 2D. It's like a mix of like bullet hell shooters, and like Bayonetta and God Hand. It feels like a treasure game. So it's almost like, and I hate doing this, but it's like Bangai-O and Bayonetta put together, or God Hand. But it's really over the top action. It's real fun. And I mostly just do game design. You know, I did sort of illustration and a broad fine arts degree. Technically, it's not a fine arts degree. I had to take more art history and like more credits, and I was like, I'm real bad at art history. I'll just get an art degree. But basically, CAS_kicks on Twitter is where you can find all my stuff. Anything like on my website is gross. It's real old. But yeah, hit up on Twitter. Citadel Deep is the name of this game. If you search that hashtag, pretty much everything I've uploaded is available there. Working towards a demo. It's going to be a few months still. But, you know, we're working towards it. And, yeah, what else was I going to say? I had a little thing to add. Awesome sub to you. Looking forward to seeing more. Thanks. We're going to be... I stream all the time. I just started doing it past couple weeks. But I'm always working. Just working on my game. And just trying to show my process. Hopefully we'll get to a character. I'll try and have like a monster and a humanoid character that we'll cover. Before I get into the mechanics. I don't know if I'll stream like when I'm like doing mechanics stuff. Unless I'm like designing a particle or something. Like a particle effect, but some of the stuff's boring. I've tried like streaming just regular A game development, but it's just like looking at code and it's boring. And, it's helpful to some, but it just can be boring. And thank you, by the way. Thanks for joining me and for the compliment. But yeah, we're gonna be back shortly. Just gotta get some food. See you in a minute.